So this video is probably from the top of my head. It's about the best and the worst of wrestling and cricket in 2024. So let's start with the worst, get the bad things out of the way. In cricket, it was, I think, almost everything after the T20 World Cup. Us losing to Sri Lanka in the ODI series, us us losing to New Zealand, getting whitewashed at home, you know, the losing two matches here to Australia, our first inning collapses. The only bright side India has had in the later half of the year has been our T20 side, but that also I don't know how much can you say is a positive when uh, the T20 World Cup is like 2 years away, like now 1 year and some months away, but it's in 2026, so you cannot really say if it is that. Finally, Sanju Samson has find his mojo. That is fine. You know, the things that are bad are the women's cricket team also. I actually got into women's cricket. I used to follow a little bit, not that much, but the most I followed women's cricket was in 2024, which it isn't that much. But then looking at the way they were playing, the way the T20 World Cup, was it the T20 World Cup? I don't even remember. But went it was just bad. And but they ended the year on a good note, whitewashing West Indies in the ODI series. I think they have won the T20 series also. I think it was the first T20 series that they have won. I think either the ODIs or the T20s, one of them was the first they have Indian women have won at home since 5 years. Which, first of all, we can say that they don't really have that many series, but even then, at home you have won after 5 years. Like, what is this? Pakistan's men's cricket team or something? Who I'm not like who just recently won like a test series at home. So then going forward, in the worst in wrestling, I would probably say the worst in wrestling. The worst in wrestling has been the Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley feud. It started good. It had all the Crash TV stuff, the all the dead Dirty Dom, Daddy Dom stuff. But then it just stuck there. If it would have been just one part of the story, it would have been fine because they never really went deep into the stuff that happened. That why is Liv on a revenge tour? Like what the things Rhea has done to her. Like, let's not forget, Rhea betrayed Liv. Rhea, like, I think broke her arm or something some years ago. Like, they could have done stuff with this. They had something, but they just got stuck there. Probably, for me, the worst match of 2024 is the Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. For me, the best match of 2024. I think let's just lay out the worst. The worst feud of 2024 is Rhea versus Liv for me. Then the worst women's match of 2024. The worst women's match. I mean, I have said Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, so I have to lay down the worst men's match in 2024. For me, the worst men's match, I think I don't know what is the worst men's match in 2024. I have to you know, go over it in my head or something. Probably the first thing that's coming to my mind is the what is it? I can't really you know remember this. Like I'm truly perplexed. What is the worst men's match? Hmm. Probably Jay versus Jimmy, though I have not watched that match, but I have watched highlights. It wasn't something great. Maybe the Crown Jewel six-man tag match, the OG Bloodline versus the New Bloodline. Maybe that is the worst match. These are the two matches that came at the top of my head. And then, you know, wrestling also had worse worse things also. I think it really, the past few months have had good things and bad things also. They have not really been the most, strong ones, and it has been bad that I've just like started, like I think after SummerSlam I started watching WWE regularly or something, and it has been good, but it has been like kind of like off too sometimes. Like the Drew CM Punk storyline. I think the the build between SummerSlam, the for the SummerSlam match was kind of like mid. I didn't like it. I liked their build to their Bad Blood match. They kind of saved it with the last 2-3 weeks of their segments, and they really did well with it. With their Bad Blood match, even their Bash at Berlin match, it was like fine. Like they did things, they hit each other with the strap and all that was fine. But I think the bracelet stuff kinda went too long. But I think it was fine. But I didn't like the SummerSlam build. Then also I would say the the bloodline stuff has been fine. I have not disliked it at all. I just didn't like the way the OG bloodline just came back like in within a month. It felt like they had to do things really quick. Like at Crown Jewel, when the match ended, Sammy came out and everything happened. So I was like, okay, it makes sense, but kind of doesn't make sense. But they have done one thing with it, which is good, that they have made it a part of the story overall. That they have made the fact that Roman has not really apologized to anyone. They have made it a part of the story that you got back together, and for what? That he didn't do anything. Uh, he didn't apologize or something. Then I would say the worst probably, I didn't like the Cody KO Saturday Night's main event match. It was something that I wished was much better, got much more time. You could have done stuff which would have been better only. That you could have booked it better. You could have booked as Kevin in the match, giving them first, giving them more time. Then Kevin in the match getting increasingly frustrated because in his mind it is going that the refs or the system are not letting him win. Like him getting not getting a second ref at time to win the title, and you can do a few more things in the match which eventually leads him to like beat Cody with the chair and then give him a pile driver, and that's how you know still have Cody as the champion, but still give Kevin something that he lost, but he like beat his ass and lost. So he got himself disqualified out of frustration. You could have done that better, because the thing is, after like Cody beat Kevin, I'm like, okay, like KO is going to lose again. We know that KO is not winning the title, so KO is going to lose again. So I was just like, but I'm excited for the Rumble match because the return of Cody and his promo like really like pumped me up and all. So I'm really excited for their match now at the Rumble. I know KO's not losing, but I'm not that despondent now over it. So that's the worst I'll probably say. Worst also I'll say the Gunther Judgment Day, his losing confidence storyline. I would have liked this storyline if it went beyond Saturday Night's main event, but I think it's over. So it really just felt like they were building this story that Gunther is losing his confidence and all and all and all. And then the end is he just suddenly gets confidence back. There's no trigger. There's nothing that happened that made him get his confidence back. It's just one day he just decided to get his confidence back and it's back now. They can fix that by eventually, if the Gunther Cena feud happens, by having Cena kind of mention that you have not really regained your confidence back. a false, false confidence that you're showing right now, but you're still the scaredy Gunther inside. If they do that, then I will be like, okay, that doesn't bother me that much. But it, for now, it does. Then I'll probably say the way that they have booked both Gunther and Braun Breaker, they feel like they are in their own little corners. Like they can go for a few weeks without being on TV, then they come back 2 3 weeks, then match, then the same cycle repeats. I hope that now, because they're going into 3 hours or more, they give Braun Breaker more, like just not being like he's the Intercontinental Champion, he has a spot on the card, or he's a World Champion, he has a spot on the card. Like highlight them more. Like not only as champions, but as like wrestlers. Like they have their own aura, that they have their own standing in the business. So I hope they do that going forward. Then I'll probably say the best of 2024, I think is probably CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, the Cody Roman story, which has been, and I'll probably say like I I really enjoyed the fifth man being CM Punk also. I really enjoyed the Cody Roman, that cinematic segment. CM Punk Seth Rollins has been really great. The best of in cricket, us winning the T20 World Cup, that Bangladesh match where where we won the test match in like 2 days or something was really great also. Yeah, the the best that also the Perth Test match which happened, which was the best also. It gave us a glimmer of hope, which it was not to be, but it did give us a glimmer of hope. A lot of things happened which are best. Best in women's cricket, probably. I think the Test cricket that happened earlier. I think this is the format that I can actually watch for women's game without getting bored. And I really liked, India's performance in the Test matches that they had, be it against Australia or England this year, in the women's Test match. It was really good. I think probably in winning terms, the best series that happened was the India versus England men's Test series, which we won, which was a real roller coaster. I really loved it. Best in wrestling, I'll probably say the best wrestler of the year is still Gunther. I'll probably say it's still Gunther. The best women's wrestler is Io Sky. The best women's match was Bianca versus Io, which happened at Raw, I think a few months ago. And then the best match for me for this year was Gunther versus Sami Zayn on Raw for the World Heavyweight Championship. That was the best match for me on Raw this year. I think the funniest match, I don't really know what was the funniest match. We didn't really get any like funny type matches this year, so I don't know. That was the best for me. The best feud, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, hands on. That was the best feud of the year. And I think Cody also has a chance for being like the best wrestler of the year, but I'll probably give it to Gunther. But then the most, improved wrestler of the year, probably Nia Jax. The thing is, Nia Jax has improved a lot, but she has improved on like the scale of Nia Jax. She still sucks. Like she's still not that good of a wrestler. But on the scale that, if you like compare herself to her past performances, she has improved a lot. Future star, like the emerging star of 2024, it's probably Obafemi and Jacob Fatu. I'll probably give Jacob Fatu that, because Obafemi has been, around for a while. Jacob Fatu just came in. I see him like he can go into, oh, that will save for the predictions video. So Jacob Fatu is probably the emerging star of the year. And also, I think emerging star in the women is Lyra Valkyria. You can say that. Best women's wrestler, you can give it to Roxanne also, but I would give it to Io Sky. Lyra Valkyria, there are because you can see that she's probably going to get a push next year. She has been, and this is, I'm not going on what I think, this I'm going on the things that they have made her do. Like she has now been in the tournament finals of two tournaments. First the Queen of the Ring, and now this, the IC title final. So probably she is in the women, and I think that is that for the best and worst of 2024. I just hope we get, more good things going forward, and also best, you know the revelation of Washington Sundar as the next off spinner of India, which we'll see how it happens going forward. But the New Zealand series, he was the one, you can say, the bright spot that we had. So that is the bright spot, I will say. I'd probably say for me, 2024 Carmelo Hayes has been he is my guy. Like when I see him, I look at him like he has the body shape that I know I can get. He has everything. He just has a few like screws that they can fix by adding stuff that he had in NXT. The barbershop having more people, him having a more special entrance, introduction and all, also getting Trick on his side. You can do stuff. I will probably say the future Carmelo Hayes will at least win one singles title. Oh no, that I'll give in the predictions video. But Carmelo Hayes is probably my breakout star of the year. I'll give him that. In the women, I don't really have any breakout stars, but I'll say Tiffany Stratton, because the way she wrestles, the way her character is, it's probably an annoying character, but she has a way of, like getting people on her side by just her expressions. Like when she talks, like she is the most annoying person ever, but when she just, but when her expressions, the way she sells with her expressions, I think that she really gets people on the side. So I'll probably say Tiffany Stratton in the women, and the best and worst cricketers. Also, I can't say anything on the women, but I'll probably say the worst is Harmanpreet Kaur and Renuka Singh Thakur. Best, I don't know. Probably best, I will say, like I have watched the WPL a little bit. I watched the final and I watched few matches, so I'll probably give the best to Elise Perry and Jemima Rodriguez. That I'll give them. And in the men, the best and worst cricketers, I'll probably say the worst Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma. Best Jasprit Bumrah. Best has been Jasprit Bumrah. And batting Yashasvi Jaiswal. He has been the best. And probably the worst wrestlers in the year. Who have been the worst wrestlers in the year? I don't really know. Who is the worst wrestler? Like I can't really like lay down a worst wrestler. Probably Santos Escobar, because people will say, why are you saying Santos? I think Santos Escobar because for the little I have seen in highlights or something, I didn't really watch his NXT run, but I know about his NXT run. Like you expect a lot better for him, but he hasn't given that. So probably that. The worst women's wrestler, Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, hands on, Liv Morgan is the worst wrestler of WWE, women's wrestler. So that's that. So that's it for this video. If you like this video, like this video. If you like this type of content, like, share and subscribe. If you don't, share it with those who do. My social media links are in the description. My Instagram and Twitter links are in the description, and also my UPI ID is in the description. Shabboy@OKICICI. I will really love if you can donate any amount, whatever you seem is fit, so that I can, make YouTube a permanent career option. And also, please provide me valuable feedback so that I can improve on my content also, and also tell me about the things which I have done right, which I should continue to do so. that's it for right now. So thank you. Goodbye. Hello there.